All right, in this question, we are going to draw a Lewis structure. And Chem 101 has a really cool system where you're going to click on this button to draw a Lewis structure. And this time we're doing nitrogen. Now remember, anytime we draw a Lewis structure, first thing we do is count valence electrons. Each N has 5. So we have a total of 10 valence electrons to work with. Now we just have a diatomic, so we're going to do our rough structure. We could try it just a single bond. And then each nitrogen has to have 8. But if we do that, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 valence electrons, which is too many. Okay, we can try again with a double bond. Now that's 4 that are being shared. So it would look like that. Each one has 8, 4 from the shared, and then 4 more lone from the lone pairs. But that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's still too many. So if we get rid of another pair and go triple bond, then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 for each with a total of 10 electrons. So let's look at this program. And here we're going to build our structure. So we get to select the elements. So we can't forget to change the element by clicking on the periodic table. We can change the lone pair electrons on the left, and we can change the number of bonds on the right. So now that we just drew it freehand, so first thing I'm going to do is make it a nitrogen on both sides. Okay, and then I know there's 3 bonds. So if I do that, it grows it to the side, right? We don't want that. So we want to click on the bond and make that a, not a double, but a triple bond. Now we're not done. This is 2 electrons, 2 more shared, so 4 and 6. And it's not good leaving it at that. So we can use some of these tools. For example, we could look at valence electrons and we see each have 6. Now we have 4 more to work with, right? We've used 6 of our 10 valence electrons. So I'm going to add 2 here, which gives me that 8, which I need. Then I click on the other and I add 2 here. Now that's the one I just drew. Now you can just play with it and do it just in the program, or you can draw it out on paper first. Some of these triple bond ones are a little bit tricky because each one brings 5. Right, so if I tried to draw it like this, we could start with that and then realize, okay, these have to bond, these have to bond, and these have to bond, giving me a triple bond. So that's another way to do it. Now, sometimes that doesn't work. Like if you look at carbon monoxide, which brings 4 and oxygen brings 6, how does that work with building the structure? So sometimes that can get you in trouble. It's better to work with that pot of electrons. How many do I have to work with? And then figure out how can I make these each reach the octet rule and with the right amount of valence electrons, which in this one was 10. I hit done, show answer. There we go.